What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's prediction video. For this one, we will be looking at a massive clash taking place on match day 1 of England's English Premier League. And this one will be taking place on the 18th of August, which is the Saturday at Stamford Bridge. And it does see Chelsea host Manchester City. Starting off with the host team for Chelsea, the last 5 fixtures coming into this one have ended in 1 win, 1 draw and 3 losses. In these last 5 fixtures, Chelsea have scored 8 goals but conceded 11. Worry not, fans of the Blues, because all of these fixtures have just been friendly, so the serious stuff starts now. The first player I'd like to talk about for Chelsea has to be goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. In Robert Sanchez, I think Chelsea have a very good, very reliable, very solid goalkeeper. Sanchez was a big part of why Chelsea saw a little bit of success at the end of last season, and I think he'll be looking to replicate some of his more illustrious performances for the Blues going into this season as well. Next up, I'd like to talk a little bit about a player that I expect to see at the heart of Chelsea's defensive structure in Wesley Fofana. Now, Fofana missed out on large periods of last season due to an injury, but he's back now and he'll be looking to make his mark at Stamford Bridge as soon as possible. In Wesley Fofana, I think Chelsea have access to a very quick, very intelligent centre-back. This is a player who's very young, so he's probably just going to get better as time goes on. But in Fofana, I think this year we could see the defender of the future. And finally, in terms of the end product, I'm expecting to see a lot of hard work done by young English winger Cole Palmer. For Cole Palmer, this one is personal. Cole Palmer actually joined Chelsea from Manchester City last season. Cole Palmer gave this team so much flexibility, so much attacking threat out wide. Cole Palmer can run with the ball, just running through your defense, making those amazing runs and then taking a shot on goal, or he can run off the ball, causing mayhem amongst the opposition backline, just creating so much confusion as to where exactly he's going to pop up, but in the process, creating spaces for other players to then attack instead. In Cole Palmer, I think Chelsea have the perfect attacking wide man who just looks to play with his teammates all the time. Next up, we look at the visitors. Now, for Manchester City, the last 5 fixtures have ended in 2 wins and 3 losses. In these last 5 fixtures, Pep Guardiola's citizens have scored 12 goals, but they've also conceded 12 goals. Worry not, fans of the citizens, for they too featured mostly in friendlies in these fixtures, with the exception of one of those wins, which was in the FA Community Shield last weekend against hometown rivals Manchester United. For Manchester City, the first player I'd like to talk about here is going to be Josko Gvardiol. Now, Gvardiol will probably be deployed at left back, meaning that it'll be his job to keep Chelsea's entire right wing quiet. It'll be his job to mind players like Cole Palmer, trying to create a bit for Chelsea out wide. But in Gvardiol, I think Manchester City have a player who also knows how to go forward and contribute to the team in terms of their attack. We did see Gvardiol score some very impressive goals last season, and I think that sort of cements the idea amongst the opposition that in Josko Gvardiol, Manchester City have a player who provides just as much going forward as he does defensively. At the heart of Manchester City's midfield, I'm expecting to see Spanish deep-lying playmaker Rodri. Now, Rodri is such a flexible and such an adaptable central midfielder. This is a player who can play defensively and then operate as a deep-lying playmaker, or he can work like a kind of midfield engine for the team, running with the ball at his feet, applying pressure on opposition players when they have the ball, winning it back, and then just displaying fantastic passing range and ability by cycling it forward, either to the player attacking centrally or those very quick, very tricky Manchester City wingers. Speaking of the attack, I think in terms of getting goals, Manchester City will probably just still look to Erling Haaland. Haaland is the perfect centre forward right now. He's strong, he's quick, he's tall, he's physical, and he's intelligent. Erling Haaland is also the kind of centre forward who doesn't really like to play with the ball at his feet. He's usually just looking to provide the end product, looking to attack the space created by other players and then just put the ball in the back of the net as quickly and as often as possible. Now, in terms of the head-to-head between these two sides, the last 5 fixtures between Manchester City and Chelsea have ended in 3 wins for the Citizens and then 2 draws, so no wins for Chelsea in these last 5 fixtures. However, Chelsea have managed to put 5 goals past the Citizens, but then ended up conceding 11 in these 5 fixtures as well. I think what that actually does is it just shows that Manchester City have always scored in this showdown. I think the fixture that sort of draws the eye immediately between these two sides is that 4-4 draw. It was an exciting match where both teams gave as good as they got. But I think just in terms of individual quality here, things are very different between these two sides. For Cole Palmer, I think this one is definitely personal. He will be looking to get some payback against his former employers and just show them once again why they made an absolute mess of things by allowing him to join one of their most competitive rivals. I think Chelsea will also be struggling a little bit going forward. I do know there is a bit of an injury concern surrounding Nicholas Jackson right now, and I think Reece James as well is an injury doubt for the Blues. In Reece James, I think they'll really be missing that leadership, that captain who just gives the team a bit of inspiration when they need it. In Nicholas Jackson, yes, maybe the team might come up a little bit short in that number 9 position, but now they have access to Christopher Nkunku, who can also come in and operate as a centre forward if it is necessary. I think Chelsea have been very busy as well in the transfer window, and all of their new signings will be looking to hit the ground running as soon as possible. However, I think a situation that needs to be resolved as soon as possible at Stamford Bridge is that situation regarding Conor Gallagher. I think Conor Gallagher is one of the few players at Chelsea who actually play with a desire and passion for the shirt. And I think if they lose this player, it will reflect very badly on the club as a whole. Conor Gallagher also gives this team so much of an attacking threat from the heart of their midfield, and I think without him, Chelsea will really struggle this season. For Manchester City, they've lost Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid, so maybe they look a little bit short in that number 9 position as well. If something does happen to Erling Haaland, I think then we'll see Guardiola trying to experiment once again with Phil Foden in that number 9 position, maybe as a false 9, or with the team playing without a centre forward altogether. Regardless, City have managed to come into this fixture relatively injury-free. This was probably due to Guardiola using some very good man management against United in the FA Community Shield last weekend, and then obviously just resting some of his more injury-prone players. I think everybody at Manchester City will also be feeling a massive ego boost from that Community Shield final win against United as well. The Community Shield was the first attempt at silverware that City would have had this season, and for them to have won it and been able to lift that trophy is definitely going to motivate everybody to want to win more. Both of these teams actually did meet earlier in the preseason as well, 2 weeks ago I think it was, with City coming out as 4-2 winners in that one, and Erling Haaland getting a hat-trick. I think if we look at Chelsea, they're still looking like a collective of individuals. They're looking like 11 players but not one team. And when we look at City, they look like the opposite. This is a well-oiled machine where everybody understands their role in the team, but everybody also understands one another's roles, meaning they're all interchangeable, they're all flexible, they can pop up at any point, anywhere on the pitch and pose a threat to the opposition. And when I look at Chelsea, I still see players not entirely sure what they're doing, not entirely sure of how to link up with one another. It looks as if the game plan that everybody has read was completely different. And it looks like some players are going out wide while others are looking to attack centrally. And there's just very bad chemistry and very bad communication on the pitch. And it looks to be spilling off the pitch as well. I think in terms of this one, I'm expecting to see City keep the ball, boss possession, stretch Chelsea as much as they can, and I'm looking to see the Blues then defend in numbers, looking to counter-attack, stretch City as wide as they can at the back, with the pace of players like Cole Palmer and Raheem Sterling, and probably Mikhailo Mudryk as well. Whereas with City, it will be a case of them perhaps having to stay composed, keep their cool on the ball as a team like Chelsea looks to frustrate them and just cut the ball out and shut them out in numbers. City will have to move the ball from side to side, just looking for probing passes to try and catch somebody in their Chelsea backline asleep. And I think between the two sides, when it comes to Chelsea's attempts at counter-attacking and City looking to break you down slowly, I think City do it a little bit better. I think Chelsea do have the potential to score a goal here. I think they actually will end up scoring a goal. I think Chelsea will be looking to just utilize all of the pace that they can, just absorb and then redirect, play as counter-attacking as they possibly can. But I think with City, they'll be looking to just keep it controlled, looking to just strangle Chelsea and then just squeeze the life out of them towards the end of the game. And when I look at City, I see so many individuals who can do this. Yes, Chelsea do have talented players who can change games, but I don't think they do it in this setup. I think when you look at City, there are so many players who can just turn a game on its head in a split second. Players like Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, all of these players can just do so much with so little. And then when you look at Chelsea, it's a team that really just tries to get things done and sometimes struggles. For my final match prediction here, I think I'm going to go with Chelsea 1, Manchester City 3. I see Chelsea hurting City on the break, but I see City having the composure, the collectiveness, the creativity, and just the grit to see the match out, to be able to outplay Chelsea, to be able to outpass them, and just outclass them all over the pitch. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.